Before he became a multi-millionaire pay-per-view megastar headlining massive international stadium events under the bright lights, Dustin Poirier was a rough kid from Lafayette. Growing up in the tough, humid bayou culture of Louisiana, he discovered a natural comfort inside the chaotic world of street fighting and raw human violence. Dustin did not need a polished, country club athletic pedigree. His primary weapon was an unbreakable spirit built directly from early personal struggles. He dropped out of high school to pursue combat sports full-time, walking into local boxing gyms to channel his fierce, aggressive energy into a world-class craft. He adopted the highly appropriate fighter name the Diamond, a simple title that perfectly represented a raw stone that would eventually shine under extreme global pressure. He did not fight for easy internet fame. He fought out of a deep, primal necessity to provide a beautiful, stable life for his young family. What truly transformed Dustin Poirier into an absolute mythical figure within the international combat community was his highly advanced, beautiful southpaw boxing system. He is universally recognized as one of the single most dangerous pocket boxers to ever step foot inside a modern mixed martial arts cage. He utilizes an incredibly defensive shoulder roll technique, catching his opponent's heaviest shots on his elbows and forearms before firing back with extreme physical velocity. He throws a beautiful, continuous shifting combination of heavy hooks and straight left hands, systematically breaking down his opponent's structural guard and breathing space. He does not fear getting hit in return, often smiling through a bloody face as he drags his rivals directly into a deep, exhausting war of attrition. That clinical boxing system turned his bouts into highly studied masterpieces, proving that tactical adjustments are lethal weapons in a fight. The absolute historical pinnacle of Dustin's early professional growth was definitively realized when he moved up to his natural home in the lightweight division. In 2019, at UFC 236, he engaged in an unforgettable, 25-minute masterpiece of violence against the reigning featherweight king Max Holloway. They traded hundreds of heavy punches in an absolute display of high-level output, pushing each other far past normal human physical endurance limits. When the final bell rang, Poirier's face was deeply battered, but his hand was raised high as the newly crowned interim UFC lightweight champion of the world. What truly separated Dustin Poirier from almost every other elite lightweight competitor of his generation was his legendary, high-stakes trilogy against Conor McGregor. After suffering a tough loss to the Irish star early in his career, Dustin returned years later to execute a masterful, highly calculated game plan. He systematically destroyed McGregor's movement with brutal calf kicks before unleashing a spectacular, historic second-round knockout punch combination. He followed that monumental triumph by winning the immediate, high-profile rematch, officially settling the bitter international rivalry in front of millions of fans. These back-to-back blockbuster victories launched his career into the absolute financial stratosphere of pop culture, making him a household name worldwide. Poirier proved that his blue-collar work ethic and deep mental resilience were ultimately superior to his opponent's massive global hype and psychological warfare. Beyond his championship titles and massive financial success, Dustin built an immortal legacy as the single most exciting action fighter of the modern era. He consistently engaged in absolute, back-to-back Fight of the Year candidates against elite strikers like Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, and Dan Hooker. He embraced the dark, violent reality of the championship rounds, finding a unique, almost poetic peace inside the absolute hardest moments of a professional match. He approached his daily nutrition, heavyweight training, and grueling contest preparations with the absolute precision of a fine watchmaker at the American top team. He earned the profound, widespread admiration of hardcore fight purists who always valued raw grit over a perfect, manufactured undefeated record. On a modern sports stage often dominated by fake internet drama, Dustin remained a true, authentic fighter's fighter whose actions spoke volumes inside the cage. When Dustin Poirier finally decides to permanently lay down his historic 4-ounce leather gloves, his legacy will extend far beyond the parameters of the cage. Through his phenomenal charity organization, the Good Fight Foundation, he has used his global platform to continually transform lives across underserved communities. He auctioned off his historic fight gear to build water wells, supply schools, and support families, proving that a true champion protects people. Future generations of professional fighters will continually study his flawless southpaw boxing mechanics and his unbreakable mental drive, trying to replicate his magic. He showed the entire world that a man could achieve legendary immortality by remaining true to his roots, fighting the absolute best, and giving back to the world. The Louisiana Diamond has permanently etched his name in gold, leaving an unforgettable, powerful mark in the glorious history of combat.